Welcome back to the Moto-Marksman channel. Today's video is a quick look around the bike, have a look at the modifications I've done, lessons I've learned through those mods, and also a couple of luggage setups. So roll the intro. So a quick rundown of what I've done to the bike so far. When I ordered it, I ordered the touring screen that comes on the standard V-Strom. It's really good, adjustable, although you've got to adjust it while you're at a standstill off the bike. But yeah, it locks in nicely. It's good. I call that sort of top adjustment, or the top when it's all the way up motorway mode, pretty much, because it helps on the motorway. Apart from that, front end, no real changes. I did drop the bars a little bit through the yoke, 10mm, measured on both sides. Happy days. The other big thing I did was I wired in the Aochi Pro 6, so that's good. Gives you Apple CarPlay, all that sort of stuff. It's a really good system, and along with that comes tire pressure monitoring. And we can't see. There we go. You get one of those valves, right, and also front camera there, rear camera there, and again rear tire pressure monitoring off of the valves. So that's a really good upgrade. Just some cheaper lights from Temu, one that side, one the other. And then the good thing about these bikes is underneath the back seat, so underneath there's a 12-volt socket, so you don't have to hardwire anything in, and it all goes off the ignition, so you're not going to drain your battery. So it's it's basically wired into a 12-volt socket and then pushed into that. So the other thing I did for comfort was I put the SW Motortech pegs on. Now these have got two positions. You can see from the bottom, see that sort of diamond shaped hole? That would be the uppermost, and I've got them as low as I can do. So they've improved my sort of knee bend. And then I was reaching forward a bit, even though I'm a big lad, I think I must have a short body. So I put these Hepco and Becker risers on, and they're I think they're 20mm up and 27mm back, so they're really good, and it really took the comfort to the next level. The seat, weirdly, so that's the standard seat, and without the bar risers on and the lowering the foot pegs, I was getting a real numb bum, and I was trying pads out and all sorts of things. And then I thought, well, if I adjust my seating position, that might make me all more upright and I'll sit better. And I did. So when I went to Wales, no issues whatsoever with a numb bum, other than after about 4 hours in the saddle. So that was good. And then the final thing was the exhaust. Got a GR Moto's slip-on exhaust for that, and then just a little heat shield off eBay there. But that really sort of sounds a lot better, and I think I saved about 6 kilos on the right hand side there, so it sort of gets that bike a bit more even at the back end. But yeah, that's about it really. Any more planned upgrades? Well, not really, apart from possibly putting a bigger or put an extender on the brake pedal, because I find that a little bit difficult to get hold of. But other than that, no. The other thing I did do was I found that when I raised and brought the bars backwards, because it's hydraulic brake and clutch, the hoses were a little bit tight on full lock. To alleviate that, I moved the reservoirs in a bit, so about 1 inch either side, and actually that's given me a better pull on the brake now as well, so I can go do a good 2-finger pull on the clutch and on the brake and still be at sort of maximum leverage. So I find I've got a little bit more control over the brake and the clutch. So that was an incidental, but yeah, it works really well. That's it. So this is my everyday setup. So pretty much what we've got there is half the Suzuki pannier rack with a 13 litre waterproof bag on, As you can see, it frees up this side completely. So when you're filtering through traffic, stuff like that, you can have the confidence to do it. And if we look for that back view, you can see actually that the bars don't stick out any further than the bag. So that's a good gauge for when you're going through traffic. And also it's quite high up as well, so it avoids things. So yeah, that's the daily rider 13 litre pack that I've got on there, secured onto the, well, half the Suzuki pannier rack. I had to put a bar just in there, you'll see it going across the back there, to keep that nice and flat against the bike. Otherwise it was getting the cinch strap, which is on the bottom there, and another one there, were pulling it in too much, and it was actually going inside the frame. But yeah, so it works really well on a day-to-day basis. And this is the touring setup. So after being in Wales and having those two large aluminium panniers on there, I kind of realised actually soft panniers are the way to go. So what have we got? It's all Rhino Walk. Yeah, I love them or hate them. They actually do make a decent job out of what they do. I know it's probably copied from a certain brand. So what we've got on the back there, the green one, that's a 20 litre soft pannier, all waterproof. You can cinch it in with these straps. It's tied down, so it's clipped at the back, and then you've got cinch straps come underneath like that on both sides. A little handy pouch on the side in case you need to get anything out. And again, so you've got these laminated zips, so they're pretty cool. On the top then, 20 litre dry bag, and that's secured via these straps here, and the same on the other side. And then a 10 litre dry bag on the top. So actually that 10 litre dry bag is really handy for waterproofs and all that sort of stuff. And then underneath there's a little sort of drying pouch, if you like. It's like mesh covered. And then on both of them you get another waterproof pouch on the top, and there's another one there. Yeah, so that's really good. I know the weight's on kind of on one side and on the back, but I don't plan to put anything heavy in the 20 litre pannier. That's just literally for clothes and stuff. Obviously going to the ABR this year, I'll be strapping a tent on this side, and I'll loosely pack my sleeping bag and stuff it in with the clothes and that, so it shouldn't take up much weight. So yeah, all on one side. I know it looks a bit odd, but actually when you ride it, and I've rode it with sort of a bit more weight than I'd normally carry, it makes sense. So you can still filter, because if you look, we've only got about an inch to the left of that left handlebar with that pack on the left hand side, so you can kind of judge that. On the right hand side, again, nothing, so it's really easy to get through traffic. And again, it's high up, but it's sort of, I find it a little bit neater. I don't know, it doesn't look neat, but it just feels neater to me. And I know where everything's packed and everything. I know everything's dry, etc., etc. So you can't, you know, in Britain, Northern Europe, etc., you can't guarantee the weather. These all got really good keepers. I'm not put them on there at the minute, but so this system here keeps your stops your flaps flapping about. So your straps flapping about. So yeah, it's really good. I like it. Waterproof, seems rugged. Only time will tell. Hope you enjoyed today's video. One thing I didn't mention was the OEM tyres. So basically I had a Dunlop Trail Max Mix Tour on there. They were the OEM fitted tyres. They're good tyres, nothing wrong with them performance wise apart from the longevity. So I only got about 2,000 miles out of the back tyre. So on a bit of advice, I changed them, and now I've got Metzler Karoo Streets on there. And I've done about 2,500 miles on them. There's literally zero wear, apart from the little knobbly bits on the side. But very, again, confidence inspiring, really good in the wet, as it's been just lately, and very good in the dry. Also, apparently they're quite good off-road. I don't know yet, but I'm yet to try that, and I will be doing next year. Anyway, please, if you've got any comments, just leave them below. Give me a like, share, and subscribe. And while I've got you on, there's a good friend of mine called Craig Harrison. He's an ex-Blue and Royal sniper, fellow veteran, used to hold the record for the world's longest shot. He's got a podcast coming out, and it's called Beyond the Scope. So if you can nip over to his channel and give him a subscribe, I'm sure he's going to have some interesting guests on there. That would be amazing. And thanks for watching again.